Forget New Year, New You. This season is about slowing down, locking the doors, and cozying up at home with the one you really want to do nothing with. Your dog. After the holiday chaos, those quiet nights with a blanket, a podcast, and your pup feel like the reset you actually need. Ollie helps make those moments easier with fresh protein-packed meals made from real human-grade ingredients, so your dog can enjoy some quality comfort food too. Choose from 5 recipes and get a personalized plan for your dog's needs. Meals arrive perfectly proportioned with a scoop and storage container, so serving is fast and mess-free. And with Ollie's in-app on-demand health screenings, supporting your dog is easy, ensuring more cuddles for many years to come. Visit ollie.com/truecrime and use code TRUECRIME for 60% off your first box.
On September 22nd, 2020, 54-year-old Jason Cleereman went to a bar with his wife, Evangelina, in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Evangelina was the driver later that night, around 7 p.m. as they drove home. Jason was in the passenger seat. It was a beautiful night outside, and Jason had his window down. Meanwhile, 32-year-old Theodore Edgecomb was also out, enjoying his night. He was riding his bike, running some errands.
These two individuals are heading towards each other on Brady Street.
Theodore was walking his bike on the north side of Brady Street, heading eastbound. He then hopped on his bike and went into the street. Evangelina swerved to avoid hitting him. Jason swore through the open window.
He swears. He says something along the lines of fucking asshole. Something along those lines.
The Cleeremans continued driving westward. They eventually got to the intersection of Holton and Brady Streets and stopped at the red light. There was a truck in front of them. As they were waiting for the light to change, Theodore rode up on his bike. There was some sort of verbal interaction between Theodore and Jason through Jason's open window. And then Theodore punched him. Jason's glasses went flying. There was blood on the window and the door. Theodore, still on his bike, rode off. According to surveillance cameras, Jason began to get out of the car, but then got back in. Theodore turned the corner and hopped off his bike to walk it down a set of stairs that he had originally come from. Evangelina turned the corner too. She pulled the car over, and Jason got out. He jogged towards Theodore, who was by the stairs.
Some witnesses say that he got into a boxing stance. Other witnesses describe it as a confrontation. He was getting ready to confront the defendant, the man who had just pulled up on a bike, punched him in the face. Mr. Cleereman has no weapon in his hands. And he's got a knife in his pocket, but there's nothing in his hands. And the defendant pulls out his 9mm handgun. And he raises it, and he shoots the victim in the face.
The bullet struck Jason above his left eyebrow.
The firearm is so close that there's actually stippling and burned particles on the victim's face.
A bystander called 911.
And Humboldt, Brady and Holston. Okay. Brady and Holston, he got shot in the head.
Jason immediately died. The case would later be prosecuted in court in January 2022. Assistant District Attorney Grant Hubner told the jury that after the shooting, Theodore either stepped over Jason's body or walked by him and went down the stairs. He walks right by this man and never checks on him, he said. He told them that Theodore never gave Jason any kind of warning, that he just pulled out his gun, shot him in the face, and then left. He said Theodore went home, put his bike in the basement, a place where he normally doesn't keep it, and then walked out. He never called 911. And then Theodore Edgecomb wasn't seen again for months. And the gun? We don't know where it is, Hubner told the jury.
Ladies and gentlemen, over the next couple days, we're going to walk you through this case. We're going to walk you through everything that has happened, the good and the bad. A horrible, senseless incident that begins with a swear word and is escalated to a punch and it is ended with a bullet into the brain.
Theodore's attorney, B. Ivory Lamar, started his opening statements by raising his hand and asking the jurors if they saw it.
Do you see my whole hand? Or do you only see the side that I'm showing to you? For over almost 1.5 years, there's only been one side of this story that has been advanced by the government, by the media. But today, members of the jury, this week, you will now hear the other side of the story.
He said many victims in the case have given interviews since it happened, but that there's one victim who hasn't. And that's Theodore Edgecomb, he said, promising the jury that they would finally hear from him. He conceded that Theodore did punch Jason, but said there was more to it than that. He also conceded that Theodore never turned himself in and wasn't apprehended until almost 6 months later. The state will try to say it was because of a consciousness of guilt, he said, but the evidence will show otherwise. He told them that the state has shown Jason and his wife in the best light. But, he said, there's another side. Welcome to the dark side.
Welcome to the side where a woman who is married to her husband for over 25 years, where she sees her husband laying on the ground, never tries to save his life, never tries to apply pressure to stop any bleeding. The evidence is going to show in this case she never administered CPR. She never took one physical act whatsoever to try to save the man she claimed and purported to love. The evidence is going to show in this case that the same woman, the same wife, never even called 911 to try to save her husband's life. That's what the evidence is going to show.
In today's episode, you're going to hear a trial that includes a defense team that is relentless in their attempts to cast reasonable doubt to the jury. You'll hear all sorts of questionable, sometimes even confusing testimony from the state's own witnesses.
Now, Mr. Cameron, I noticed that you're in an orange jumpsuit today.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about that?
Terrible. I shouldn't be in this suit at all.
Will the defense strategy work? You'll also hear from a very, let's say, uncooperative defendant during cross-examination.
So the only person that knows where you ditched this weapon that shot Jason Cleereman in the face is you.
I reacted to protect myself from being harmed.
I get it, sir. The only person that knows where the gun is you. Isn't that correct?
Can you repeat that?
At the end of it all, you might be wondering, just what is the jury going to do with a case like this? This is Jillian, and in partnership with Law and Crime, you are listening to Court Junkie, episode 196. When Officer Esther Kremzarova arrived at the scene that night, responders with the Milwaukee Fire Department were there.
They moved the victim on a more level surface of the concrete, and they turned him over on his back so they can do CPR.
Were those successful?
No.
He died?
Yes.
Okay. When they turned him over, could you see if he had any injuries?
Yes.
What was it?
A gunshot wound at the time, to the face, to the head.
Officers pulled surveillance video and canvassed the area for witnesses. One of those witnesses was Rodtrell Cameron. Rodtrell wore an orange jumpsuit and was noticeably handcuffed while he took the stand. He had been secured by a material witness warrant. More on that later. Rodtrell testified that on the night of September 22nd, 2020, he was driving on Brady Street in his green Jeep Grand Cherokee. He was driving home from a pizza place.
When you are heading home, kind of in the area, do you observe anything that happens outside Zena's Pizza?
Yes, as soon as when I pulled off, I was at a red light behind a vehicle. And at that time, we was probably there for a good 30 to 60 seconds. There was a guy on a bike rolled up to the car in front of me. They exchanged some words or whatnot on the passenger side, and then the guy went to punching him. The guy on the bike punched the person in the passenger seat of the car in front of me.
He said he couldn't hear the words that were exchanged. He thought to himself, oh shit. The guy on the bike took a right onto Holton Street. The Cleereman's vehicle followed right behind. He said he was curious, so he followed too.
What happens when you all get onto Holton?
The guy was pretty much forced off the street by the car because he fell off his bike trying to get up the curb. Okay. He proceeded to run towards the stairs of the bridge right there. And then that's when the guy in the passenger seat gets out the car and proceeded to run after the guy. He forced him into a corner as if he wanted to engage into something with them.
And when you're saying engage, did you see the person who got out of the car? Did you see him do anything?
Yep, he put his fist up.
He got his fist up?
Yep, he was ready to engage.
Ready to engage. He gets his fists up in a fight.
Yep.
Okay. Did you hear any yelling or anything going on back and forth?
No. At this time, I didn't hear any words.
And the guy who gets into the boxing stance, as you described, with his fists up, were both fists up?
Yes.
Did he have anything in his fists?
I could not see that.
He said the bicyclist pulled a gun from somewhere and shot the other guy in the head.
What happens next?
Then the guy hesitated. He didn't know necessarily what to do. And that's when he proceeded down the stairs.
And the person who gets shot in the head, what happens to him?
He falls straight down.
Just right down on the ground?
Right down on the ground.
He said he called the police and then sat there for a minute. He started driving again on Holton and then made a U-turn. As he was waiting for an ambulance to come, he said he decided to walk up to the body. He said the driver of the vehicle, Evangelina Cleereman, was on the phone, and she asked him if he called the police. She then proceeded with her conversation.
I believe it was some of relation to the guy who died, because she said, your brother is dead. And then she went to state as well that a guy was riding the wrong way in the bike lane and she nearly hit him. And the guy who is dead told the guy to get the F out the way. And then that's when he came up to the car. She said the guy asked, were you talking to me? And she said, the guy in the passenger side said yes. And that's when he punched him in his face.
Okay. So when you see this woman, what's her demeanor like as she's on this phone call?
Calm.
Okay.
Very calm. I was surprised, honestly, because I was hysterical. I'm like, wow, I just saw this guy get his head blown off. She was calm.
He said the man who was shot had his face to the side, and he was lying on his chest. He said he saw one hand and it had blood on it.
The victim who dies, did he take a swing at him?
Nope. No.
He gets into that boxing stance. Does he do anything other than appear to get into that boxing stance?
He's walking a guy down and backed him up into a corner. Other than that, no.
Okay. You didn't say that on the video, but that's the way you remember, right?
Yes.
And that corner would be getting down to the stairs.
Yes.
The guy was already by those stairs, right?
Yes.
So he was already in that corner.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So he's at the corner. Was he or was he not already in the corner?
He was heading to the stairs.
Okay.
So as the guy approached him, he ended up being into the corner now.
He said he was asked to help identify the shooter, but he couldn't pick anyone out. He agreed that a warrant was issued to get him to come to court. He said that wasn't necessary, but yes, he is currently being held on it. On cross, Rotrell said he didn't see what led up to the punch. He also said the bicyclist, whom he now knows as Theodore Edgecomb, looked shocked when the gun went off.
When you say shocked, did it appear that he looked a bit surprised?
Yes.
Theodore's attorney, Ivory Lamar, pointed to a part in the surveillance video when Evangelina can be seen running towards the body.
Can you notice Ms. Cleereman running to the body at this point?
As with the video, yeah.
Okay, now were you by her at the time she ran to the body this time?
No.
So on this time, you were not present with her, correct?
No.
Okay, if the state could continue playing the video.
Rotrell agreed that he can then see her go back to her vehicle.
Now, you didn't observe her go to her vehicle at the time you were on the scene, did you?
No.
You weren't present, were you?
No.
You don't know what Ms. Cleereman did at this point, do you?
No.
If the state could continue playing the video, please.
Lamar pointed out that a red SUV then pulls up to the scene. The camera then cuts out. Rotrell was asked about how he said Evangelina appeared calm when he saw her over by the body. She had gotten there before him.
Describe that. What made her feel calm? Was it her tone? Was it, describe to the members of the jury, what made her appear calm?
She wasn't crying. She was calm. She wasn't shaking of any sort. She was on the phone. She was calmly explaining what just took place to the guy who was dead. As you saw, I was hysterical. I was traumatized.
Did you know Mr. Cleereman? Have you ever seen Mr. Cleereman before?
No.
Did you feel emotional based off of what you saw?
Yeah, because of what took place, yeah.
Now, you mentioned that she was on a phone call, correct?
Yes.
So her phone appeared to be operable, correct?
Yes.
Was she on the phone with 911?
No.
Was she on the phone with anybody giving her instructions on how to provide medical aid to Mr. Cleereman?
I don't think so.
Did you see Ms. Cleereman trying to provide medical aid to Mr. Cleereman?
No.
Rotrell said there was another couple there too when he approached the body, a man and a woman. The woman was African American. He said he didn't see them get out of the red SUV that was seen on the surveillance video, but noticed that the man got in that car afterwards.
Did you ever see Ms. Cleereman ask the African American lady to assist in saving her husband's life?
No.
You never seen her ask to apply pressure to the wound where the blood was coming from, correct?
No.
You never seen Ms. Cleereman ask the African American lady to apply CPR or apply any medical assistance to her whatsoever, correct?
No.
Rotrell was asked how he feels about being in an orange jumpsuit, and he said terrible, that he shouldn't be in it.
Now, you've been incarcerated because you were a material witness in this case, correct?
Yes.
And the state have been trying to get in contact with you to give testimony in this case, correct?
Not trying. They have contacted me. I've been speaking to them throughout the duration of this case.
But you really didn't want to be here, did you?
No, that wasn't the case. I had no problem with being here.
Okay. Is there a reason why you weren't served a subpoena, or it was a little bit troubling getting that?
Because I own my own business and I have 6 children I'm raising. And I even told the guy, I don't have a problem receiving the subpoena, but I can't drop everything in my life just to come and pick up this piece of paper. I understood that when court was, and I told them I would be there. I never told them I wasn't going to be there. When I came to pick up the subpoena, that's when I was arrested.
Theodore's attorney had a few more questions about the events of that night. Rotrell was asked if after Theodore got on his bike after the punch, if he appeared to be a threat to anyone, and Rotrell said no.
Did it appear that Mr. Edgecomb withdrew from any confrontation that existed at that moment?
Yes, he was trying to get away.
And you also noticed Mr. Edgecomb turned a corner to try to get away, correct?
Yes. Yes.
And did you notice Mr. Edgecomb standing up on his bike?
Riding off? Yes.
He said Theodore was trying to get down the stairs to escape Jason Cleereman, but that he was stopped. On redirect, Rotrell agreed that in his 911 call and conversations with police, he called the shooting cold-blooded.
And you told the police
You got to he's still in this area. You got to find him, right?
Yes.
You said, I believe guys got to go, right?
Yes.
Means you got to lock the guy up.
Yes.
You just saw him shoot someone cold-bloodedly in the face.
Yes.
He also agreed that according to the video, Theodore was already in a corner when Jason jogged up, and that Jason didn't corner him as he remembered it. Both sides had just a few more questions for him.
Did he appear to be afraid to you?
Afraid? Yeah. He's trying to get away.
And when he turned that right corner, did he appear to be afraid?
Yes.
And when he stands up on the bike and he's now aggressively pedaling, correct?
Yes.
And he gets into the bike lane, correct?
Yes.
And there's something that happens that causes Mr. Edgecomb to go from the bike lane to now jump a curb, correct?
Yes.
And I think your testimony was it appeared that Mr. Edgecomb fell off the bike when the Edgecombs, where the Cleeremans were using their vehicle toward him. Is that correct? Would you consider the vehicle coming at Mr. Edgecomb aggressively?
Yes.
Would you consider the vehicle coming at Mr. Edgecomb violently?
Yeah.
Did it appear that Mr. Edgecomb was afraid at the time he jumped the curb to get on the sidewalk?
Yeah, because he fell.
Did it appear that Mr. Edgecomb was afraid when he continued on onto the sidewalk?
Yes.
Did it appear that Mr. Edgecomb was afraid when he turned right to try to escape the exact direction of Mr. and Mrs. Cleereman?
Yes.
Did it appear that Mr. Edgecomb was afraid when he considered trying to go down those stairs?
Yes.
No more questions.
State can have a couple questions and then we'll be done.
Just to be very clear, though, when you talked to the police that night and when you called 911, you didn't say any of the stuff that you're saying to defense counsel now, did you?
No.
Jeffrey Parr was working at a place called Mango's Cafe on the night of September 22nd, 2020. Mango's was right near where the shooting occurred. Jeffrey was outside on his break with his friend Jose, smoking a cigarette. He testified for the state that Jose told him, "Look at that car," and pointed towards the intersection of Holton and Brady. He saw the car turn onto Holton, following behind a bicyclist.
What's the car do?
Swerves towards the bicyclist.
Okay. And then what happens?
The passenger gets out of the vehicle.
What's the bicyclist do?
Gets off the bike.
After the bicyclist gets off the bike, what does the bicyclist do?
He kind of stands there.
Okay. And where bicyclist kind of stands there, the passenger from the vehicle, what does he do?
Walks towards the bicyclist.
Okay. He walks.
Well, he had a stride in his walk. It was not a jog or a run.
It wasn't a jog. It wasn't a run. You thought it was a walk.
Yes.
But you said it had a stride in it? So it was like a purposeful walk. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
He said the bicyclist then pulled out a gun and shot. He heard a pop and saw the man who had gotten out of the car fall face forward. On cross, Jeffrey was asked if he ever recalled saying that the man got out of the car and chased the bicyclist, and that the bicyclist had been trying to go down the stairs before he was shot. He said no. Theodore's attorney then played body cam footage of his interview with officers. In the footage, Jeffrey tells the officer that he saw the man from the car chasing the bicyclist. He also said his friend Jose had told him, "Look, that car is chasing that bike." He can then be heard saying that Theodore was trying to go down the stairs.
At that point, you just indicated on the video that the defendant was trying to go down the stairs, correct?
Yes.
And that's not what you just told the members of the jury, was it?
No.
You told the members of the jury that he was just standing there, didn't you?
Yes.
And that's not consistent with what you just said on this video, is it? Is that a yes or no?
No.
Jeffrey agreed that he believed Jason got out of the vehicle quickly, had a stride in his step, and that he knew there was going to be an altercation. Detective Alexander Clavundi was one of the detectives working the case in September 2020. He testified that in Jason Cleereman's pocket, they recovered keys, money, a pair of earbuds, and a folding knife.
Detective, I just want to revisit just for one moment The folding knife that we're talking about, which pocket was that in of the victim's pants?
It would have been the right front pocket.
Right front pocket. And where was it in the pocket?
It was completely within the pocket. When I observed it pulled out, medical examiner investigator Crystal Green had to reach into the pocket, pull it out, and when she pulled it out, it was folded.
He said after they arrived at the scene, they became aware of surveillance cameras in the area, and they obtained copies that night. He walked the jury through what he saw in the videos.
So I observed the male on the bicycle approach the front passenger side window of the Kia Soul, lean towards that window, and then punch the front passenger, who I know to be Jason Cleereman, in the head area.
Now, to be clear, you can't tell any of the circumstances of what happens. Like, as to what led to this, is that correct?
Correct.
All you're seeing is what we see on the video?
Yes.
Okay. In particular, I want to draw your attention. Does the door kind of open after this person on the bicycle takes off?
Yes.
Okay. And in fairness, let's just make sure we're absolutely clear about this. After what appears to be consistent with a punch, the bicyclist keeps going, right?
Correct.
He said afterwards, the Cleerman's car quickly took the turn and pulled over behind Theodore. The hazard lights were turned on as it stopped, and a man got out. On cross, Detective Clavundi acknowledged that an open can of White Claw was found in the rear driver's side of the Cleerman's vehicle. He said it wasn't inventoried as evidence, but a juice bottle found at the scene near Jason's body was. He said the White Claw can wasn't tested for DNA. Dr. Philip Kelly is the deputy chief medical examiner. He determined the cause of death was a gunshot wound to Jason's head that entered through the left eyebrow. He also told the court that Jason's blood alcohol content was 0.12 at the time of his death, and that THC was also found in his system, but he had no way of knowing when it was consumed. Tyler Kirkvold was a homicide detective at the time of the incident. He testified that there was no video surveillance of the alleged first incident, where the defense says the Cleerman's vehicle actually struck Theodore and pushed him into another car. He said he was made aware of that allegation, but wasn't aware where exactly that would have occurred. On cross-examination, he was asked who all went to the body prior to the police getting there. He said he knows Evangelina did. He was then asked about the red SUV that came upon the scene.
Detective Kirkvold, did you make any inquiry as into who was the owner of the red SUV that we see in a 1 minute and 34-second part of the video?
Overruled. It may be relevant. You can answer, Detective.
No, I did not.
Do you think it would be important to find out who that person is pulling up to the scene at 1 minute and 34 seconds of that video?
Yes.
But you did not make that inquiry, correct?
Correct.
Lamar also asked about how investigators discovered that Evangelina had removed Jason's wallet from his pocket before they arrived at the scene.
Did you make any inquiry as to why there was a wallet removed from the scene on September 22nd, 2020?
I don't believe I did.
Now, Detective Kirkvold, as we talk about compromising a crime scene, now you can confirm your knowledge of a wallet being removed, correct?
Yes.
But you don't know if there was other items, like a weapon, that could have also been removed from that crime scene, correct?
Correct.
You don't know if another item had been moved from one place and put in another place.
Objection, Your Honor. There is absolutely no evidence that anything was moved.
That's right. There's no evidence of that. Don't imply something, counsel, that there is no evidence of. None. There's been no evidence introduced in this case by any witness that is even close to that. That assumes facts, not in evidence. Sustain. Move on to a relevant question. Don't imply things that have not occurred and are not in evidence. Move on.
I'd like to now go to State 83, please, the during video.
Body cam video was then played, where another officer tells Officer Kirkvold that the wife had given him Jason's wallet. He said he didn't know where it came from, and Officer Kirkvold can be heard saying, "Incredible."
Did you say incredible?
I believe so.
Okay. And why did you say incredible at this point?
Because I was being given an item that we just learned came from the victim, and there was no account from where it came from.
Okay. And that's a problem when items come up out of victims, correct?
Correct.
In the body cam footage, the officers continue talking, and Officer Kirkfold tells the other officer to find out where the wallet came from.
So at some point in time, there's evidence that come about the victim that the detectives and the police department don't know where it came from at some point, correct?
Yes.
And that could be problematic too, correct?
It depends on the situation.
Well, in this situation, that could be problematic, correct?
It has the potential to be problematic, yes.
Officer Kirkfold said he never followed up on it and isn't aware that any other officers did either. He agreed that he learned that other people had gone up to the body too, but didn't remember following up. He was asked if under any circumstance a citizen should ever take an item from the crime scene. He said no.
Okay.
It's not acceptable.
And Ms. Cleereman was a citizen, correct?
Correct.
Now, you've also learned that there was a knife in Mr. Cleereman's pocket, correct?
Yes.
And you don't know who all touched that knife, correct?
I know that it was found in his pocket and it was removed by the medical examiner.
Okay. You don't know who all touched that knife on September 22nd, 2020, do you?
Only from my point being there and the medical examiner removing it, I don't know if anybody else went in his pocket prior to that.
So it's possible that somebody else other than Jason Cleereman could have also touched that knife, correct?
Yes.
And in fact, there was no DNA taken of that knife, correct?
I don't know that.
No more questions.
Prosecutor Grant Hubner immediately picked up on this.
Defense counsel said it's possible that someone else other than the ME touched the knife. Do you have any evidence whatsoever that you're aware of that anybody before the medical examiner went into Mr. Cleereman's pockets?
Only the fact that Mrs. Cleereman had his wallet. Other than that, no.
Now, the wallet coming from the back pocket, is that correct?
I don't know where the wallet was removed from.
Are you aware of how Mr. Cleereman was situated prior to the officers arriving on the scene?
Yes.
How was it?
Face down.
On the stairs, is that correct?
At the top of the stairs.
250-pound man, correct?
I don't know his weight, but I would imagine
So
roughly.
in order for someone to get into his pockets, someone would have to move him, probably pick him up, and get a hand into that pocket in order to either put something or remove something. Is that correct?
Causes speculation.
No, it doesn't.
Overruled.
Yes.
Okay. Additionally, no officer allowed Miss Cleereman to take the wallet, did they?
No.
A distraught wife went to his body and took his wallet before the cops even got there, right?
Yes.
The state had one more eyewitness to call to the stand. Someone else who was right there when it happened. Someone who the defense had already brought up numerous times to the jury. Jason's wife, Evangelina Cleereman. Jason and Evangelina Cleereman were married for 23 years and had 2 kids. Jason was an immigration attorney, and Evangelina often helped him. Evangelina told the jury that on September 22, 2020, they both worked really hard that day, and that Jason was proud of himself. They left work and Jason wanted to get a drink, so they went to a bar called Scaffidi's. It's owned by Jason's sister's husband, and they went there often. They were there a little over an hour. Evangelina said she had 1 glass of wine and he had 3 beers. Jason asked her to drive home. She said he wanted to be careful, even though he didn't feel drunk.
While you're driving, Do you encounter anybody on a bicycle?
Yes. I was driving down Brady. I remember I just had passed Dynamite. There's a restaurant on the north side of Brady. I just passed Dynamite, and all of a sudden, this bicyclist came out off the Marshall and Brady, came off of the sidewalk into my lane in front of my car, and so I swerved very quickly to avoid hitting him.
Did your husband, the victim, did he say anything at this moment?
Well, after I swerved and then went around him, my husband said, "What the heck?" He shouted out, "What the heck?"
She said she kept driving, and Jason said to her, "Can you believe that?" And she said, "No, I can't believe that." They stopped at a red light, and while they were waiting there, the bicyclist approached on the passenger side.
He stops at the window, and he looks at my husband, and he says, "Were you talking to me?"
Does your husband say anything?
My husband looks up, and he says, "Yes."
And then what happens?
And then the man on the bike violently punches my husband in the face.
Okay.
And then my husband's glasses, his head came towards my side, and then his glasses flew off of his face, across me, and then hit my window because it was partially up, and his glasses fell down into the well.
She said Jason asked where his glasses were. She told him she was trying to reach them, and then he touched his face and told her he was bleeding. She said the bicyclist rode off and turned the corner to go up Holton Street.
What did you do then?
At that moment, I was stunned. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't understand why this man on the bike came up to the car to punch him. We didn't do anything. I just swerved around him. My husband said, "What the heck?" And then he comes up and he punches my husband. So all this is happening. I'm thinking, why did this happen? And at the same time, I'm trying to reach down to find my husband's glasses. And as I'm trying to do that, the light turns green. And then I start thinking, okay, I can't hold up traffic, so I need to start driving. So I start driving to go straight, to continue going the direction I was going originally.
You end up turning north.
Yes.
Why?
Well, as I was driving straight, Jason said, "Just turn the corner. I want to talk to him."
She turned the corner. She didn't see the bicyclist at first, but once she saw him, she stopped. She said Jason got out of the car and started walking towards him.
Did he eventually start jogging?
Definitely overruled.
I don't recall if he was running because I started driving forward.
Okay. So your husband gets out, he starts walking, and you start driving forward, right?
Yes.
Why'd you drive forward?
Because I wanted to meet up with my husband. I wanted to be next to him.
She said the bicyclist got onto the sidewalk and started riding his bike. Then he stopped, got off, and walked his bike over to the right, where the stairs are.
And as your husband is moving towards the bicyclist, what's the bicyclist doing?
He's standing there and looking at me.
Prosecutor Hubner asked if she remembered telling the police that Jason wanted to confront the bicyclist.
I don't remember that.
Your husband did go towards this bicyclist, didn't he?
Yes.
Okay. And as he's going towards this bicyclist, did you hear any yelling or screaming?
No.
Okay. Did anyone ever use the N-word during this?
No.
As your husband kind of gets to that area where the bicyclist is, what happens next?
So as my husband is approaching the bicyclist is, he's looking at me, I'm looking at him, and he had these really dark, cold eyes, and he was staring at me.
And then what happens?
And then I see him pull up his hand, and then I see a gun in his hand.
And then what happens?
And then I shout out to my husband, he has a gun.
What happens?
My husband didn't hear me.
What's your husband do?
All I saw was this man's eyes and the gun. And then I knew he was going to shoot my husband. I could just feel it. And then he pulled the trigger on his head.
She said her husband instantly dropped to the ground after he was shot. The bicyclist paused and just stared at her, she said.
And then he looked at me. He kept looking at me. Actually, he never took his eyes off of me. And I felt like he was contemplating on shooting me next.
She said the bicyclist slowly turned, maintaining eye contact with her, stepped over her husband's body, and went down the stairs with his bike.
What do you do next?
I went up to my husband.
So you got out of your car?
I got out of my car. And I run up to my husband. And I put my hand on his back. And I start screaming, Jason, Jason. Jason, are you alive? Jason, are you okay? And he didn't move.
Then what did you do?
And then I realized that he was dead.
Did you go back to your car?
I don't remember going back to my car.
She said she remembers trying to dial 911 but wasn't able to. She said she was so shaken and trembling, she couldn't type her passcode to unlock her phone. She said she looked at the people behind her, shouted at them to please call 911. She said she remembered they hesitated and didn't start dialing right away. So she started screaming to please call 911, and why wasn't anyone helping her? Then she saw a woman standing there, and she called.
Do you call anybody on your phone after you know that this woman is calling 911?
Yes. I call my daughter.
Call your daughter. And how does she take the news?
She didn't believe me. She thought I was joking.
And then do you call anyone else?
I was still on the phone with her, and I said to her, I said, Amelia, your father's been shot. Your father's dead. I need you to come down here. I'm on Holton and Brady. I need you. And she says, Mom, well, that's not funny. And I said, no, I'm telling you the truth.
Did you call anyone else after your daughter?
Then I called she's my friend. Her name's Ivana, and I called her. She's like a sister to me.
Did you call her ask her to come join you to give you support?
I did. I asked her I told her, I said, Jason's been shot. She didn't believe me either. And I said, I need you here. I need you here. Can you please call Maria too? I need her here.
And that would be her daughter?
No, her aunt. And she said, I will. I'll call everybody and we'll be there.
After she made her calls, she said she went back to Jason's body a second time.
What do you do when you go over there?
I go over there and I'm wanting to hug him. I wanted to pick him up. I wanted to hug him, but I couldn't. I knew I couldn't touch him and move him. So I wanted something of his that I could hold on to. and so I grabbed his wallet.
Where was his wallet?
It was in his back right pocket.
His back right pants pocket?
Yes.
Did you grab anything from the front?
No.
Was he laying face down?
Yes.
She said when the officers arrived on the scene, she gave them the wallet. Prosecutor Huebner played body cam video, and Evangelina can be heard telling the officers, "I have his wallet."
This may sound odd, but I have to talk to you about kind of the manner in which your demeanor was at various different points after this. You just saw your husband get shot right in front of you, right?
Yes.
Was that a traumatic experience for you?
Very.
Were there periods where you were questioning why you weren't reacting or crying more?
Yes.
Were there times that you did cry?
Yes.
He played a portion of her interview with police while she was sitting in the back of a squad car. She asks, "I can't cry. Why am I not crying?" "You're probably in shock, ma'am," the officer says. Prosecutor Huebner then plays another portion where she is crying and sobbing. She asks, "He's okay, right?" Prosecutor Huebner then went back to what she told the officers that night.
You have told us that your memory is that your husband said, "What the heck?" Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to play for you from 28 minutes and 41 seconds into this recording.
Driving eastbound on my lane, and then Jason's window was down, and he said, "Fucking asshole," and then we went, and then we hit the red light on Brady on Van Buren, and he came, he said, "You talking to me, motherfucker?" And then he punched your brother hard in the face, knocked his glasses off, they flew across into my lap. Jason was bleeding, he said, "Motherfucker, you made me bleed," and then I turned the corner, and then Jason got out the car to confront him, and then he pulled the gun out and shot him in the forehead.
Pausing at 29 minutes and 12 seconds. In there, you're talking to Jason's sister, I believe. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you said that Jason said to this bicyclist that he was a fucking asshole as you guys had to drive around.
What I remember Jason saying was, "What the heck?"
Here we have you saying fucking asshole, right? That he said fucking asshole. At least that's what we hear you on the phone say, correct?
That is what you hear me saying, correct?
Yeah. And that when you told us that when the bicyclist came up, he said, "Were you talking to me?" When you're telling it to Jason's sister, you say the bicyclist said, "Were you talking to me, motherfucker?"
I recall him saying, "Were you talking to me?" That's all I remember. I think those are my words. I believe those are my words to Vanessa, because when I called her, she didn't believe me. She didn't believe me.
Understood, but as we can hear, you stated Jason, and when you're talking on the phone and also talking to officers, you said Jason used a swear word that you don't remember today, and you also say the bicyclist used a swear word that you don't remember today, right?
Yes.
Okay.
He asked her about the knife Jason had in his pocket. She said it was a tool he used to open up boxes at work and around their yard. She said he never took it out that night.
Your husband, did he ever threaten to kill anybody?
Never. My husband was not a violent man. My husband was a man of conflict resolution.
Did you hear him threaten to kill anybody?
No.
During cross-examination, B. Ivory Lamar asked her about taking Jason's wallet.
Now, Ms. Cleereman, you also indicated on direct examination that at some point you went again to Mr. Cleereman's body and you grabbed an item from the scene, correct?
That's correct.
Right. And you indicated that you went into Mr. Cleereman's pocket, correct?
I reached into his back pocket and removed his wallet.
Okay. And you indicated that the reason you did so because you wanted something of him to hold on to, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Is there anything in Mr. Cleereman's wallet other than credit cards or anything that we should know of?
No, just credit cards.
So at the time, you just wanted to hold on to Mr. Cleereman's credit cards at that time, correct?
His wallet.
His wallet. That contained only credit cards, right?
ID, I don't, his IDs, his work IDs, other items were in there, yes.
Okay. So basically IDs and credit cards, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And those items were of particular importance to you at that moment, right?
What do you mean by that question?
Well, having possession of Mr. Cleereman's credit cards at that time was of particular importance to you at that moment, correct?
Having his credit cards? No, just his wallet.
Okay,
I just wanted to hold on to his wallet.
Okay, so it wasn't the content of what was inside the wallet.
It had nothing to do with the content in his wallet.
Okay, so it was just the wallet itself, correct?
Correct.
Lamar asked her how much Jason drank that night. She said it's possible that he drank 4 beers and not 3, but that he only drank beer.
You've been made aware, obviously, in this case, that the autopsy report that his blood alcohol level was a 0.12, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And that would be 1.5 times the legal limit, correct?
I don't know.
She said she doesn't remember ever seeing him use marijuana. Lamar asked if she hit Theodore with her car that night when she first swerved. She said no, that she's sure because she looked in the rearview mirror and saw him continuing on his bicycle. After the punch, she said when the light turned green, Jason told her to turn the corner. I want to talk to him, she said he said. Lamar played the surveillance video, which shows the Cleereman's car abruptly turn right. Theodore is in the bike lane and then went onto the sidewalk. Their car pulls up into the bike lane immediately after.
You saw Mr. Edgecomb proceed into the sidewalk after you went into the bike lane, correct?
He went onto the sidewalk and then I pulled over into the bike lane and stopped.
He played the video again of Jason first walking and then running towards Theodore.
Mr. Cleereman he just got done walking, correct?
He's walking right now.
All right. If we could play it from this point. All right, can you stop right there? Mr. Cleereman isn't walking anymore, is he?
Well, if I'm going to answer to that from what I recall, what I remember, I was already up, so I didn't see my husband. I was in the car, so I did not see him running.
Okay, but based off of what you just seen right now, you seen Mr. Cleereman walking, correct?
Based on what I saw, it looks like he's jogging a little bit, picking up his step.
You would have seen Mr. Cleereman jog in front of your vehicle at that point, correct?
I didn't see him running that day, but based on this video, yes, I can see it.
Okay.
Lamar asked her about how she testified on direct that as Jason got close to Theodore, she saw the gun and yelled out to him, but he didn't hear her.
And you also you also made statements to media outlets saying that he got so close to Mr. Edgecomb that he didn't see it, correct?
I said as he was getting close to him, he didn't see it.
Okay, so Mr. Cleereman was getting close to Mr. Edgecomb, correct?
He was coming up to him to talk to him.
Okay, but he was the one that was advancing toward Mr. Edgecomb, correct?
Yes.
He asked her about why she didn't call 911 after Jason was punched.
The option was available to contact 911 and report that Mr. Edgecomb punched her husband, correct?
Everything happened so quickly.
Okay. Mr. Edgecomb did not stop you from contacting 911 to report him, correct?
He did not stop me?
Yeah, there was nothing that Mr. Edgecomb could do to stop you from calling 911 to report punching your husband, correct?
No.
Okay. So you made a conscious decision not to call 911 and kind of take matters in your own hands, correct?
No.
Okay, can you explain?
Everything happened so quickly, I was stunned. My husband got punched violently in the face. His glasses flew off of him. I'm trying to figure out how to reach down and grab his glasses and think, okay, what do I do now? And at that time, when I'm thinking all this and I'm trying to drive, my husband says, can you turn the corner? I want to talk to him. And so I trusted my husband. He was calm. He said it in a very calm voice. And so I turned.
But moments previously, you saw your husband, after being punched, open his door immediately, correct?
I did not see that.
Well, we just went over the video prior to lunch, where we showed the video where.
But I didn't see that when I was in the car when he got punched.
So if I understand you correctly, you're saying that you didn't know that your husband tried to open the door to maybe proceed after Mr. Edgecomb while you were in the car, correct?
I did not see that, no.
Okay.
He asked her if she had ever said to anyone that Jason chased Theodore, and she said she isn't sure. He played the body cam video where she's explaining to an officer what happened. She says, my husband got out of the car, turned the corner, and chased him.
Did you just say my husband got out the car, turned the corner, and chased him?
That's what I heard.
And is that true? As you testified today, is that a true statement?
A true statement that I said it here?
Yes. Is that your recollection that he chased him? Now that you've seen yourself say immediately after the incident, is that your testimony today?
I don't recall it.
He asked her about the red SUV with two people that pulled up behind her car as she was going to check on the body. She said she shouted out to them to call 911.
All right, and you testified before that you didn't call 911 because you didn't remember a 6-digit code, correct?
I was trembling and I couldn't get my fingers to, I remember the code, I just couldn't do it.
Okay. But you were able to put the code in to call Ivana, correct?
Afterwards, yes.
Okay.
I was able to just calm down a little bit and then was able to call her.
And what kind of phone did you have, Miss Cleereman?
It was an iPhone.
Okay. And are you aware of a feature on an iPhone that you don't have to put a code in order to make an emergency call?
No. I mean, I know that there's that feature, but I never, that wasn't, my reaction was just to do the code.
Okay. All right.
Theodore Edgecomb was unable to be found for about 6 months after the shooting. On March 4th, 2021, a state trooper in Kentucky pulled him over. He testified that Theodore lied to him and told him his name was Agu Newman. He said he had a driver's license out of the Bahamas.
Do you come to realize that that is not his name?
I did, yes.
How did you realize that?
I performed a search of the vehicle. Inside the vehicle, I located his identification.
And what was the name in that identification?
Theodore Edgecomb.
Okay. And in addition to the name Theodore Edgecomb being on an identification for the defendant, did you guys check his fingerprints?
We did.
And did they come back?
They did.
What did they come back as being wanted on something?
It did. It returned an active warrant.
For what?
There were 2 warrants, actually, one for bail jumping and one for murder.
For homicide?
But that's correct.
He testified that Theodore wasn't confrontational and didn't resist arrest. The state rested their case, and afterwards, the defense began calling their witnesses, which we'll get into next week during part 2. I have to tell you all that I actually dislike making multi-part episodes, but sometimes, like in this case, there's just still so much to get to, including testimony from Theodore Edgecomb and what he says happened that night. I don't want to rush through it, so alas, there's a part 2 to this one next week. A reminder to check out my Patreon options for additional Court Junkie bonus episodes or to hear these episodes without all the ads. You can go to courtjunkie.com/support and that will redirect you. You can also find me on Twitter @CourtJunkiePod, on Instagram @CourtJunkie, or you can email me at podcast@courtjunkie.com. I've been getting a lot of listener requests there, and I've already got some requested cases in the works. So if you have a case you'd like to hear on here, just put listener request in the subject line, and I will check it out. Thanks again, everyone, for listening. Until next time.
If you're feeling exhausted, puffy, anxious, foggy, gaining weight, or just not like yourself, you're not imagining it. Women in their 30s, 40s, and 50s are experiencing massive hormonal shifts, and no one is explaining what's actually happening. I'm Katie Whalen, co-founder of Joy. I built Joy because I lived this. The fatigue, the mood swings, the weight changes, the confusion. Your symptoms are biological, not personal. And AI-generated lab reports won't fix them. Every Joy lab includes a visit with a licensed clinician who specializes in women's hormones and connects every biomarker to how you feel. Energy, metabolism, mood, sleep, skin, weight, everything. Then, we personalize real solutions: hormone therapy, peptide therapy, supplements, and lifestyle protocols. Get started at joyandblokes.com today. This month, new customers get 50% off labs, and you can add our estrogen face cream for just $1 with clinician approval. Use promo code PODCAST at joyandblokes.com.